right now, my computer consists of an AMD Ryzen 7 5800X non-3D because I don't have the money for that. It's a really good processor. It's one of the best non-X3D AM4 processors. In fact, I think it is the best for gaming of the original AM4 lineup. Oh, bikers. It performs particularly well when you're gaming because of the 8 cores, the 16 threads, and the surprisingly high clock speeds for that many cores at the time of 5th gen Ryzen. I think it boosts to, in fact, we can check it here. Let's have a look. It boosts to 4.5 gigahertz about. It works particularly good in gaming. For some reason, I decided to pair it with an AMD RX 6600 non-XT because I didn't need that good of a graphics card to play any of my games. Like, the most demanding game I play is Doom Eternal, and that isn't a very hard game to run. Anyway, we'll get onto the graphics card in a minute, but in terms of productivity, video editing is great on the 5800X. The timeline runs smooth, and you got like the rendering is really fast on it as well, compared to my old Ryzen 3. Oh god. But yeah, that's my processor. Now onto the, like I said, it's an AMD RX 6600, the MSI edition. It's the Mech 2X OC, which does not mean it's overclocked. By the way, it's just got a higher boost clock. In terms of performance, it performs like you'd expect a £200 graphics card to perform. Well enough to play most new games, except for some of the newest ones. But it will run most games at over 60 FPS, 1080p Ultra, which brings me on to my monitors. We'll get back to what's inside the PC in a second. These are two Philips something. They're 27 inches, 1080p, 100 hertz, and they were cheap, so I thought I'd buy them. In fact, I bought one, and the other one came because this one was late by about a week, so I had this one. So my dad filed for another one, if that makes sense. Then we got the other one, which was this one, and then we got this one like a day later. So we just, well, I just decided to keep them, and now we've got two monitors. They look fine, they run quite cool. And I've got them on a really cheap, probably like £30 monitor arm. It works. I've drilled a hole through the desk, and it does just work. Speaking of my desk, this is a cheap IKEA desk. It was like 105 quid for the whole thing with the drawers. I've wrecked it, but it works fine. On my desk, I've got a cheap mouse pad from Amazon, the Trust Ozar mouse, which is actually a really cool mouse. It's like a Logitech MX Master, except it's cheap and it still works, so I like it. For my keyboard, I've got some sort of EPO maker. In fact, I've got the box. Yeah, Skylung, whatever that means. It works. It came with extra keycaps. I like the pink accents. I've also got this wrist rest, which I don't know why I use, because I could just use the keyboard normally without this and it wouldn't make any difference, but I quite like the softness of the wrist rest, so I think it's a HyperX wrist. No, it's not. It's glorious. Anyway, back to the PC. In fact, no, I will go for the headphones. These are the Philips SHP 9500s. They were like 70 quid, so quite expensive, but they sound great. They're built out of mostly metal, but the top band is plastic. It's nice plastic though. They fit quite well, and the comfort, very good. I mean, compared to my old headphones, which the Samsung SR850s, which I had for years until I replaced them, compared to them, they're a massive step up. I don't use them with a DAC or an amp because I'm cheap and my portable one died, so I can't. But yeah, they sound great. They look great and they work great. So now, actually back to the PC. We got 32 gigs, a 2x16 gig kit of Corsair Vengeance Pro, not Pro, RT RAM. It was like 60 quid. It works well, and it's DDR4 3600, which means it runs quite fast. I don't know the CAS latency, but I didn't check that when I bought it, so I don't really care. Motherboard, I've got a cheap MSI B450 board because my case is MSI and my graphics card is MSI, so I thought may as well grab a motherboard while I'm at it. Let's see. For storage, I've got a Kingston NV2 1TB NVMe, and then a 1TB Seagate Barracuda drive that I don't use because I corrupted it while I was using Linux. Video on that by the end of next week, I promise, by the way. But now switch back to Windows. I might start using it for mass file storage again. What else is that? It's the AeroCool integrator right now. I need to replace it. It's like tier E or tier F on the power supply tier list, but I haven't. But it hasn't blown up yet, and I've had it since 2020, so I feel like it should be fine. But yeah, I will replace it eventually. The case, I think, is the last thing I need to talk about. It's the MSI Magforge M100R, which I got a couple of years ago. It was £40. Yeah, it was £40. It's a nice case. It's metal. Yeah, it's metal on the front grille. Nice tempered glass. Side panel that I usually have off. Cromulent cable management and a reasonable amount of fans. Oh my god, my voice is going. I do also have this soundbar, which is the majority Belfell, I think, something like that. Anyway, I bought it a couple of years ago. I think it must have been like 2022. I used it for a while, then I kind of stopped, then I used it again, then I stopped again, then I've lost the power brick, so it sits on my desk unused. But it's nice to hide cables with, and it was £30, so I can't complain. It sounds good too. If you were thinking of buying it for like an actual reason. And that is all the hardware on my desk right now. If you want a video about the software, then comment it. If you want a video about anything else, give me a comment. If you want to know anything else about my setup, give me a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Don't like and subscribe, and I will see you by the end of next week. Goodbye.